And we are
the Billboard News.
We are the Billboard News. We are the Billboard News. We are the Billboard News. I'm Wayne Brady.
I'm JaQUEL Knight.
I'm Amber Ruffin.
And I'm Deborah Cox.
And this is Billboard News.
This is really the first major revival that's happened of the show since the original production in the 70s. I think of The Wiz as a show that it's so important to so many people coming up in musical theater. A lot of people get to do it in high school and college, and yet this is really the first major remounting we're seeing. What did it mean to all of you kind of growing up as people in entertainment and the arts?
Loving the movie.
I'm on my way to find the Wiz. He's gonna get me back home.
Having the movie be this inspirational and aspirational thing where you're like, oh, people that look like me can do that thing, and I want to do that thing, and the songs are so amazing, and you can get lost in it, and so I know for me, it was definitely one of the drivers that made me go, oh, I think I can do this.
It means everything to me to be in this show, really and truly. I have never had the opportunity to play a real whimsical, fun, out-of-this-world type of character, and I love that I get to display that every night on stage.
And wearing all of the glitter too, which is kind of amazing.
All that glitter, yes.
Costume.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's everything.
I was blown away when I went to the fitting and I saw the sketch. I knew about Sharon Davis's work. I mean, the creative team was the reason for me to even, to be involved. I was just blown away by all of the incredible, iconic people involved in the show. And then when I saw the costume, I was like, wow, this is a piece of art. It really, really is an art piece every single night. So I'm honored to put it on and perform in it.
And what about for you two back there?
Yeah, I think for me, The Wiz, I wasn't able to catch it on Broadway or touring, so the film was my introduction to the story, and it was just life-changing. It really allowed me to see life as a choreographer and understand the essence and the energy of movement, and the feelings that movement can convey. The Emerald City scene is epic in the film.
Yes.
And I was also so in love with the poppies. That energy, has been brewing up for some time, and it's, it feels good.
Yeah. I feel like The Wiz was a real introduction to Black weirdness that is not like connected to Black pain, that you could be Black and fun and loud and weird and have a nice time and just have it be of nothing, like just you as a normal human being. So to me, that The Wiz is like the thing that gives you permission to be your artsiest, weirdest self, to let go of the how dare you, blah, 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 and just do what is in your weird little heart.
Because we didn't have a Rocky Horror Picture Show in our community. Right. So The Wiz, and I love what you just said about it being weird, because some people may hear it and go, weird? Weird in a good way. Like weird in the sense of being able to wear those costumes and sing those songs and be free and express that joyful self. We didn't have anything like that. It was either you were a pimp, or you were the guy in jail, or you were the drug runner, you're the nurse, or you're the mammy, but here you could be just as whimsical as anybody else.
And I mean, I think the music is such a huge part of that. I feel like to have a show like this where the music is so of the time, but also timeless, is a huge part of the appeal. And we hear really like the whole diversity of Black music forms in it, from funk, soul, R&B, there's some rock. Like it's incredible to hear the variety throughout all the different numbers. And I was looking that this is a show that the songs went to the Billboard charts. That was a time for Broadway music that I wish was still around. So tell me a little bit about what you love most about the music in the show.
These arrangements are insanity.
He's on down the road.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joseph
Shout
and
out
Alan.
to Joseph and Alan, who really just, it's classic music, and it just shows you that music can be timeless and can reach many different diverse audiences. And you can take a song and turn a phrase and it can mean something different to everybody. And that's what's beautiful about this show, celebrating that every single night. For me, I love both He's the Wiz and Believe in Yourself. I love So You Wanted to Meet the Wizard. There's so many incredible moments musically in this show that are a show within themselves.
When our cast record comes out and you listen to it and you see the show, what's great is we as a folk have been able to create such genres under each other from that are all related. We have R&B songs in the show. We have gospel songs. We have jazz songs. We have songs that so, and they're all connected, but it's not just one thing.
Right.
And that's what's so powerful is rarely do you have a show where you have all these genres that work in concert with each other because normally a show has a unified musical concept. These are great genre-fueled songs.
I feel like this is a great segue to talk to the two of you about vocally and otherwise what you get to do in these roles. Deborah is giving like jazz queen, the range, the scatting that's happening. It's incredible.
Literally all of the people that I listen to in one song. So it's Ella, Sarah, Dinah Washington, a little bit of Minnie Riperton, a little bit of the Clark sisters. You know what I'm saying? There's moments, you know what I'm saying? So I love that I get to explore and have fun and show this musical range of people, because we only have 2 opportunities to do that in our moments in the songs, you know. So I just love that I can do that every single night. It's a gift. It really, really is a gift.
And are you having room to kind of improvise how you do it every night, or does it just sound that way?
Well, the whole process has been collaborative. We explored and we went outside of the box when we were creating our characters. And so every night there's a little bit of, it varies a little bit.
One night she started beatboxing, and the audience was so amazed. They were so amazed. Like,
I wish, don't tempt me, Wayne.
She looked at me like, are you?
Don't tempt me.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, but that is the beauty of like working with real artists who understand that being collaborative is such a gift, because you get to explore different ways of telling a story.
And we get to see like the b-boy side of Wayne. There's like some breakdancing happening. Like, you're a man of the theater. I know we've seen you in Kinky Boots in Hamilton, Chicago, but I feel like, again, this is a role that's allowing you to show new sides of like everything you can do.
Well, see, that's new to you maybe and some people, but I'm lucky enough that I've been around long enough that folks have seen me dance like that in other TV venues, and like when I was live and on tour doing a whole 90s section, because that's just fun and silly, but I'm so happy that there are people that haven't seen it, because anytime that you get to surprise people with what you do, then that is a win. Because you don't want folks to go, I've seen what you do, blah, blah, blah. So I love that doing that, I can surprise them as the Wiz. And it comes out of nowhere. You truly do not expect that. So
Yeah.
I love it.
I feel like this is a good opportunity to mention there is so much great humor in the show, and I feel like Amber is like your voice is so present, but I feel like it's amazing that it never overpowers like the script itself. So tell us a little bit about what your role is with the show, because it's a little unusual in terms of the writing you contributed and the original script.
Right, so we rewrote this script in 2018 for the Muni in St. Louis. So we put it up. They were like, we are going to Broadway. I was like, great, see you there. And then, you know, COVID happened, but then we did come back around, and the 5 of us, the creative team, sat in a room for like a week, and we all just beat by beat went through the show and what we wanted the show to be, right? And so structurally, everyone had brilliant ideas. So we were able to shape a really, really gorgeous show. So then within that, it was super easy to play around because the structure was there. And like the story is all the way in the dance because JaQUEL was there when we built the show. And the story is all the way in the set because Hannah was there when we built the show. So because everyone had a hand in it, it was so easy. You know, it wasn't easy. But it was,
Oh, y'all did it with ease.
we did it with ease. We eased on down the script.
Well, I feel like from the dance to the writing to just the performance style, I think the show does something very difficult, which is balancing a feel of the original vibe. It's not saying let's throw the 70s weird feeling out, but really bringing it into contemporary times in a way that doesn't feel unnatural. What were sort of the conversations like among all of you as the show was developing about like
paying
achieving
homage
Absolutely.
to the original cast, to the original script. I think it's there. All of us collectively want to pay homage and understand the shoulders that we're all standing on, the pioneers and the ones who have created it. And I think we've done a wonderful way of incorporating that into this new production as well.
Yeah, I feel like the Wiz did a lot for each of us personally. So then we wanted to take care of it so it could do that for the next generation of people. And I think the way we did that was to make it without a time. Like the Wiz is really tied to the 70s, it's pretty deep in there. But the Wizard of Oz could happen tomorrow. It could happen 50 years ago, it could happen 50 years from now. So I think we all wanted that for the Wiz, so that the Wiz could be taken out of 1974 and put on any time. You could do this exact thing 40 years from now and be perfectly, you wouldn't have to change a word.
And we wanted to keep the good stuff, like there's a certain spirit, an essence, a synergy within that, original that it was important for us, So like Amber said, the creative team, we was like, nah, we gotta do that. Nah, we can't lose that, Black Twitter's gonna come after us. So it was like, we really was having those conversations.
The cool thing that Amber did and JaQUEL, well, and let's not forget Shelley, our director.
Yes.
Okay, but in talking about the things that you pay homage to that you couldn't do without, but the beautiful thing is being able to look at the framework of it, and as someone as if you only were familiar with the movie, there are scenes that I loved from the movie that are still here, just in a different form that sticks with Amber's vision of it being timeless. Like, You Can't Win. That scene is still there. It still evokes the same love for it. It's just framed differently. And what I love about what Amber's spin on the writing has been is the positivity that she exudes by the bucketful infuses its way into this script. That scene has a positive spin. The scene with the poppies, there's a lesson in there. So if you come expecting the dark version, and that's one thing, but she's taken these things and been able to just add a little something to it that I think makes it brighter. And even the emerald scene in the movie, you wouldn't be caught dead, dead red, seen in green. That whole thing, JaQUEL put a different spin on it, so it's not the same thing, but ooh, it's so black.
That
it's
is
so
my
beautiful.
favorite part.
And you hear the audience. I'm backstage getting ready at the top of Act 2, and I don't even need to look, and I know where they are when I hear, lay the shake for me. The audience is going nuts. I'm like, that is a perfect example of taking what in the movie was black people weren't allowed to be regal and doing these things, and they were stepping and walking and looking. And in our version, they're still regal, but then they're getting down and showing you this whole range of African dance and hip hop and technique and all these things. That is one of my favorite moments in the show.
It's beautiful because we saw Wouldn't Be Caught Dead Red, Gotta Be Seen, green, and we thought, oh man, too bad, we'll never be able to do that because we can't have red outfit and then a green outfit underneath, and then it's just technically impossible. And then JaQUEL was like, what if it wasn't the color that was changing, but the genre and dance of music? JaQUEL. And we freaking melted. Our faces freaking melted off when you came up. That was when we were in that creative week. When you came up with that idea, we lost it.
I feel like this show is bigger than all of us. It's really bigger than all of us. It is a testament to what you can do when you display black people and black culture not as a monolith. We are all of it, and we are the origin of it. And I think this show is the beginning of what you'll be seeing a lot more of on Broadway.
It's a true display of black excellence.
Yes.
In every form, from the top tier of the creatives to every piece of the design, to the thought that these guys took. And and certain things that you may not even see. That's what I love, is the world building, to the proscenium, to the edge of it, to what everything means, to what certain things in the costumes mean, to what some of the choreography means. The fact that all that is built in, it's so rich. I've not been part of something where, and I've been a part of some really cool things, and we all have, but something that means something. We're here because we're part of a moment. It's so humbling.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, I feel like it needs to be said for people watching this who may not know that, I mean, The Wiz, the original production, was a huge moment for proving that show with an all-black cast could be a big budget show, could attract a big audience. And I mean, we're seeing that with your production today too. You're in one of the bigger theaters on Broadway.
But I think that with the Broadway, when you say the Great White Way, what does that mean? It has always meant that these shows cater to just white audiences. And The Wiz proves that you can have a story with an all-black cast that can still be relatable to anybody sitting in the seat. You have kids of all different nationalities that are doing hip hop, that are singing jazz, so it's not to segregate our audiences, it's to welcome and to let them see our color, let them see our culture, let them see what we bring. That it's no different than what the white producers and actors and it's no different. It's just we have a black cast, which, why is it such a big deal? Because it has never been displayed in this way.
I think it's a super communal feeling audience too.
Yeah,
It like feels like a comfortable place to, like, if I want to get down in my seat, like, it's okay. Everybody else is doing it too.
It's okay. You have permission.
You have that permission.
To have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Life imitates art, right? And so it's always been, from whenever entertainment was devised, all the stories and everything that we see, it's always told through a certain lens because you're looked at as the majority. So we growing up, just like superhero movies or musicals or anything, we grew up watching what's on TV or what's on stage or what's filmed, and that is predominantly white, or this is the way that things are. This is the norm. Right. So when you have a show like The Wiz, and especially the version now that Amber's crafting, we do it, it can still be the norm. It's not just the black version of The Wizard of Oz. It's just a great story. These are just great songs. Are they black? Yeah, but they're not exclusive. You can enjoy this too, but now it's time for you to watch a story through this filter and enjoy it. And as anyone who can't sit there and watch it through this filter, then that's cool. But I think most people can and will.
You obviously all have a lot of different projects going on at once that you sort of can take your attention. What does theater allow you to do that's unique?
It allows you to give these like beautiful lines and beautiful characters and like jokes and beautiful monologues that you hope ring out, and then you hand them to a friggin' professional at the top of their craft, and then they slang it, and it is heaven.
I don't particularly like being in a studio setting. It's isolating. You have to conjure up the feeling for the song. I like to get my vocal in and out. I don't like to be laboring over nothing. Theater is a different thing. It's collaborative, it's creative, it's working with a team of other actors and singers on stage. It's just like being in a playground. You know what I mean? You get a chance to just like play with other kids, you know, which to me is way better than being in a studio, you know, singing line after line after line for a recording. As much as I love the music world, I really adore musical theater.
I started acting when I was 15, 16, and knew that was all I was going to do. I never wanted to be on TV per se. I just wanted to be on stage and be a character. I'm so awkward and shy in real life that I want to hide behind the characters. Like, that's why I started acting. So this is a godsend to be able to be a character and have fun and play in the sandbox. And it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, you know, it's all of those things. You know, the permission to dream, and to have an imagination, you know. And what's really cool about The Wiz is every piece of Dorothy's journey is something different. Every time she turns the corner, she's smacked with a new something, you know, a new song, a new sound, a new style. And that's really fun, you know, like Wayne said, the character-driven work of it all, you know, it's really cool. And what pop show would we ever get to do that, you know?
Shout out to Nichelle Lewis.
Oh, yes.
New Broadway star. Watch out, y'all. Nichelle
She's the
Lewis
Dorothy, and
is
she has
incredible.
the show like this.
Yes,
She's like,
yes.
She's a good dancer.
Yes.
I was watching it, I was like, JaQUEL must be happy with her.
Really good.
And I mean, singing to the rafters too,
Yes,
for sure.
yes. I mean, the whole cast.
Shout out to the cast.
It is a superstar cast. Really, really and truly.
Iconic show, new icons of The Wiz. So, well, good luck with your opening this week. And
you.
I love the show, and I obviously a lot of people are going to too. So,
Thank you, Billboard.
Thank you, Billboard.
Billboard.
Billboard.